Alright, welcome back everyone. Obviously the server crashed. Nothing we can do about that. They're going to go ahead and repeat the same bans and picks that were done so far. And we're back.
Yep, and I think we were right back at AL having to decide what they were going to take for their second picks. Like I said, Windrunner, I would suspect, and you were saying that Chen's more likely than the Enchantress, so maybe Chen, or maybe just the Beastmaster again.
Yeah, or maybe BM. Yeah, they've been loving that BM pick. For sure. It doesn't, yeah, well look at us, aren't we learning?
Yeah.
And knowing freaking the Radiant, knowing CLG, they might actually get Chen here anyways. Well, actually, they could safely get Chen last, I think. So, well, actually, they couldn't safely get Chen last. If they want Chen...
No, I imagine Chen will get banned, so I think they're going to have to take him if they want him. But like I said, in the first game, they picked Enchantress over Chen, actually, when Chen was still in the pool. So, possible they would still just go with their Enchantress again.
Yeah, but they got to make sure... Oh, they're going to go Chen this time. They got to make sure that they don't make the same mistake, though, because they're doing the exact same thing they did first time, and they don't have team fight here. I mean, assuming the BKBs come out and, you know, this, that, and the other. They've got Veno. Obviously, that's decent, but until mid-game, late game, when all the BKBs, Mantas, and all that pipes come out, then Veno is like, why are you even in the game at that point? So we'll see if they are able to make a more well-rounded lineup.
Yeah, well,
next round of picks.
They learned from their mistakes last game with the Enigma, and even though the Radiant AL had two good options for shutting down the Enigma, even with the BKB, just some misplays, like you said, the Roche fight from the Vengeful Spirit, and then from the Beastmaster and Crucial Fight top, meant that the Enigma Black Holes were still pretty game deciding.
Yeah, they were, and it was really good play there from Enigma, considering the BM and the VS on the opposing team. As we see the VS. Oh, VS going to go out. Maybe they're going to go for that Enigma again.
Yeah, I mean, it's highly likely if they're banning the VS at this point. I mean, I think AL has picked VS in both of the prior games, though, so it's just a support that AL likes to run, and at this point they need to pick up another support. With Venomancer already taken and VS gone, that means they're going to have to rely on something kind of maybe more tier 2, like a Crystal Maiden or something.
Yeah, we see the AL banning out the... most viable carries. See which other carry they choose to ban here. Let's take a guess at the last AL ban. Who do you think?
Well, let's see. CLG still needs a mid, and they still need a carry, like you said. I would say, yeah. Oh, that's tough. Maybe.
It'd be easier if I could see the heroes.
Yeah, you know, that is definitely something Valve needs to implement. You know, the big nerd that I am, I have actually printed out a thing, and I'm staring at it right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you send me that? Jeez.
Yeah, I realized it after doing a couple games. I was like, son of a bitch, No, it was so much nicer, I hate to say this, in Han, when you could see not only the heroes, but then it would X out the ones that had been picked. This was just really something great that should definitely be in this game.
Don't be ashamed. Listen, don't be ashamed. Like, there's a lot of stuff in Han, and I'll even say it, LOL, that is done amazingly well, alright? I will say that. And that is not in Valve yet. I mean, it's closed beta. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna dump on Valve because they don't have something. I mean, this is an amazing product so far for closed beta, and all props are justly deserved. But there are certainly some improvements that have been made to the genre from Han and from even LoL. From LoL, specifically, nothing whatsoever to do with the gameplay. Let me put that out there right now. I hate the game, LoL, I guess you could say, but there are things like the way that they tag their heroes. They tag heroes, you know what I mean? They tag heroes with carry, with caster. I mean, that type of stuff is pretty useful for new players. It really is. And there's I guess you could say Dota tries to do somewhat the similar thing with the drop down, but it's really not that accurate because carries. I mean, you can play most heroes. You can play multiple different roles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
You can play a Windrunner. You can play a Windrunner support, which you're almost always going to see. But there's a support, and then there's a ganker. And there's she's kind of both, you know. And then again, like ganker is support, but then again, it's like there's just a lot of stuff. That's why tags. That's why I like how LoL does tags. And there's just a lot of stuff in Han that I liked. But I would imagine honestly that a ton of that stuff is going to be implemented.
Yeah.
And I'm just loving it and looking forward to what Valve is going to pump out next. But anyways, so it was another carry, and I should have mentioned it because even though before I got sidetracked, but I thought it was going to be Void.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna
pat yourself on the back. Do you think Omni Knight could actually be picked up here by the Radiant? Omni Knight obviously great with the push strategies, and you know you're going to be probably soloing mid against the Beastmaster, and Omni Knight as a melee mid against Beastmaster isn't too bad.
It really just comes down to if CLG has practice with Omni Knight. I mean, that's kind of something that you do need practice with. Like you have to be comfortable with using Omni Knight, not just at the player level, but in the team play level as well. So yeah, and since I haven't seen them use it too much, I don't know. I would probably lean towards no, even though it would work on paper, but still not a ton of team fight I'm seeing here still from CLG. I mean, a little worrisome, to be completely honest, and a good deal of team fight in the form of AA. And, well, you know, there's not a whole lot of team fight heroes on either team yet, so don't get me wrong. Like, it's not one has a huge leg up on the other. Much better initiation.
Well, better stuns, and I don't know, better
better
just
stuns
overall abilities, I think, in the team fights for AL. But, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's tough to say that because at the same time, you look at Chen as a hero without necessarily having any of those abilities, but he can have all those abilities, so...
That's true. That's true. Logic, rules, I guess. Yeah, there's no doubt. The thing is that I'm not too familiar with who is going to be playing the Chen. Maybe you know on the CLG.
The Chen, I think, is going to be played by Pinoy.
And anything to say about it?
I don't know. I haven't really seen his Chen that many times, but I feel that he's a pretty strong jungle player, so I don't know. I think it could be a good Chen.
All right. Well, again, not a whole lot of team fight. So honestly, as long as we don't have a massive team fight hero picked up here, which I don't see them doing. Well, I don't know actually. What do they need? They have their long lane. They have their mid. They have their dual lane. Maybe they either jungle or tri lane here. They're going to tri lane.
They're going to take the Crystal Maiden, the inferior support that they're forced into by... Well, alright, I guess it's unfair to say inferior, but...
I got something to say specifically about CM against Chen. CM is great against Chen.
That's
the
true.
massive AoE slow is great against oncoming summons, so that's pretty useful. So I don't have a problem with that, but CM, yeah, CM definitely... Otherwise, I would completely agree with you. CM is kind of like the last on the list, but you know, when it comes to Chen, Enchantress, and even well, to a lesser extent, Furion, CM's slow is actually massive, massive, massive.
Yeah, well, and the Frostbite actually having the ridiculously long duration against Chen creeps as well. So, I mean, that is a good point. Still, I don't know. I guess my bias against Crystal Maiden is just because I despise playing Crystal Maiden. Like, I feel like playing Vengeful Spirit or something, there's like a lot of opportunity for big plays, you know, with big swaps and stuff. But Crystal Maiden, there's like never big plays.
I don't know, man. Like, I do agree. Like, there's more clutch possibilities for VS, but I loved when I played support competitively. I actually liked playing CM a lot. There's just, I think it's because after it became really popular, really common to kind of forego Arcane Aura, she actually just becomes much more fun. If you just get her Q and her E, her Q and her W, I should say, she actually gets a good deal of kills. I mean, her W starts doing a lot more damage. Her Q is actually a decent nuke if it's leveled up, and a massively AoE slow. And it's just, I don't know. I have fun playing with her because there's just lots of good choices that need to be made. You know, her W is a really good disable against a carry, for example. So if you can like position yourself correctly, come into a team fight and throw that W down on Mirana, for example, you're going to be good to go. Although Mirana's not the most you know, scary right-click hero earlier mid game, so we're probably going to see a lot more freezes on, like you said, on the Chen creeps.
Or the Slardar, because if Slardar runs in with Sprint and you're able to freeze him, he's just going to take a ton of damage.
Yeah. Totally forgot about Slardar there.
Yeah, he's hiding in the bottom.
Oh, this could be in trouble. No,
there's no way AA can stop him. Yeah.
I blame CM.
But the AL tri-lane here is basically going to be unbeatable. The Dragon Tail into Cold Feet combination is just so strong, and with Frostbite or the Cold Blast from CM to set it up, they're really going to have a hard time facing the tri-lane here, so I assume they're just going to have the bottom soloing top and then the tri-lane bottom for Slardar and dodge that completely.
It looks like you are correct.
I wonder if, Miracle will hang out in mid just a little bit to push the Beastmaster back before going bottom, because you really think just one support hero can keep Risk back for a little bit, but I guess they're just both going to head bottom, and they're going to say that Pycat can win against Music anyway. Oh, and I was actually wrong about who's going to play
Chen.
Chen, yeah, it's Aki, and I don't know why I didn't think that, because I was actually going to say, his Chen's going to be pretty good, although it's no Aki Chen, but...
Wow, you didn't... You didn't think of that one? All right.
Yeah,
Well.
I don't know. I need the Valve to add in a modification that allows them to think for me.
Yeah. Well, I'm on the same wavelength there for you. Definitely. I would sign that petition actually if you want to go ahead and start that one. No, but really, so like down bottom, some damage coming out there on risk, forcing risk to go ahead and use that wind run, 100 mana, down the drain, bunch of health down the drain, free farm, Slardar down bottom. So they've had to really farm Slardar before and lost with it. So hopefully that's not going to be the case again. Only thing is that, I mean, there's going to be a ton of armor on DK, so obviously in these team fights, DK is probably going to be the last target. You're going to have Low to go in, throw that armor, that minus armor down on, and pretty much anyone but DK. I would say probably Snoopy's going to be the prime target. Snoopy and the poor Godot. Godot's going to have a terrible game, I feel, this game. We'll see. Godot on Crystal Maiden. But either way, that ward is doing work, blocking. Unfortunately, that ward blocks that neutral spawn, by the way, so he's unable to pull. I'm not sure if he was even aware of that, but he's going to be unable to pull that, and he's going to be just getting denied here.
Yeah, the ward nicely placed, I guess, to give vision so that he knows when he can move up. But yeah, the unfortunateness that it does block the neutral spawn. That is actually something I would really like for someone to point out, to make a comprehensive list of exactly what the creep boxes are in Dota 2, because it is so different from Dota 1.
Oh, I could do that for you.
Could you really?
I mean, I literally was, before I decided to try and go more casting in Dota 2, I literally was a nerd, a support player, and I went in 3 hours one day and just learned everything there is to know, or so I thought. But I would say, you know, like 95% of everything there is to know about wards. And yeah, like Miracle, you see Miracle right now, orange bottom. You should see the ward spot for that. If you go right, I can't really give you a distance, but right from where orange is, like 200. Right about to where he is, I don't know. Anyways, it's just insane. The ward box down there is just massive, and I've not seen anybody use it yet. You can basically put it right where he is. Anyways, it's just insane. Yeah, but I mean, I would recommend everybody go and do that because fortunately Valve has already implemented all the necessary cheat type code things to make it extremely efficient. You can kill wards. You can kill. There's a command to kill wards. Obviously, you can get free wards. You can summon wards. So I mean, it's really not hard for anybody who really wants to know. All the creep spots. In fact, the bottom, as we see, bottom pull, most people early on in the competitive scene didn't even know about the ward spot within the trees. They didn't know about it, just because it's not very obvious. Obviously, if you don't know about it, it's not really easy to discover because where you would want to put it normally. It just doesn't allow you to. You have to put it farther to the right. But yeah, I discovered that one about probably a month before it was even common. And you know what's sad is that I'm actually able to talk about this for so long. There's really that little going on.
Yeah.
Either way.
So far, Radiant 400 gold advantage, basically. Musica kind of losing middle a little bit to Pycat, I guess. Pycat 18-5, Musica 19-1. So actually not losing it that much. He was lower level, but I guess that's just a couple more denies. Not that big of a deal. And then meanwhile, I don't know, Loda 25, and then the Dragon Knight only 18. So Loda definitely farming better than the Dragon Knight.
Yeah, I've got people whispering me now in Steam saying, oh, by the way, Aki's going to be playing,
Yeah. I should just stop talking. Huh?
Thanks, Bucking Mad from Western Wolves.
Was it Bucking Mad? Yeah. Yeah, Aki plays an insane Chen, actually. I've watched him a few times before, and he's pretty awesome on it. Although, actually, since the tri-lane is top, there's not a lot he can do ganking-wise, so just going to try to push this bottom tower.
Yeah, meanwhile, Snoopy went ahead and look at that pull. Nicely done. He's going to actually pull another one, so wow, shout. Next level Snoopy support player, doing what he needs to do to get some levels. Is up to level 3, gonna get level 4 actually here shortly probably.
Yeah. Meanwhile
down bottom. Yep, like you said, push coming down hard. Nature's Prophet summons Chen's creep, gonna easily get this tower. Not even with the assistance of the. Actually, he's level 3 now. Just got Plague Wards. They could very well go here for another one. Now that Plague Wards is up.
I think they might keep going. There's really no reason not to, except the low health on the Chen creep. But it's not going to matter too much. Risk only level 2, so there's basically no.
Oh! Risk and Trouble gonna be stunned.
Get caught.
He's gonna go down here, nicely down. Minus armor already. Unfortunately, he's gonna go down. Now this should be definitely another tower here. Well, actually, yeah, it's gonna be a tower. Windrunner back in 1 second. We'll see if anybody TP's in. Obviously, Fortification R is down, so this is just going to be 2 towers gone down quickly in quick succession. I do like how they do this. I like what they do in general. Just the concept behind heavy push with Slardar, because Slardar with Blink is so much useful than Slardar without Blink, and obviously getting Blink isn't always that easy. Slardar, you know, Slardar himself isn't a great farmer, but with all these towers going down, really makes that Blink come out a whole bunch faster. He's already got 1,500 gold, almost 1,600.
Yeah, and Slardar is a pretty strong counter against the Dragon Knight as well, so it's going to be pretty difficult for the Dragon Knight in this game, even though the Dragon Knight is probably a stronger late-game hero than the Slardar. I mean, once he gets that level 16, but the Slardar negative armor is really going to counteract the most effective thing the Dragon Knight has going for him in the mid-game, and especially with these extra towers and getting the Blink, it's going to be really hard.
Yeah, well, this tower is definitely going down quickly as well. Arrow comes out, not going to do much. TP does come in. Deny comes out, nicely done. Stun goes out on Pinoy, but he's going to be forced to run away. Miguel does come in as well from below. Miguel's going to throw that stun out there on Loader. We do have the TP in there for high cap. Miguel quickly uses the Tango to get out there. Nice little escape there. And with the denied tower there, I got to say, by Pinoy, though. So nicely done there by Pinoy. 7 minutes in, 1-0. And the gold is 3,000 in the favor of Radiant.
For the record, I think it's Musica, not Miguel. You've been watching a little bit too much DD lately.
What did I do?
You said Miguel comes in on the Beastmaster?
Uh-oh. No. I was talking. Did I? What?
Nah, never mind. Sorry, just confusing you.
Yeah, alright. Maybe I did say that. I would not put it past me.
Yeah. Well, you know,
it's not uncommon.
Miguel normally the solo mid player on his team, so it would be expected to see in the same hero.
Alright. Leave me alone.
Sorry. Well, you told me to correct you last time when you were using the wrong name, so this time I thought, okay, I've got a chance, I can do something right. And
yeah, no, so, okay, now that I'm actually listening, what did I do? Like, I called somebody the wrong name.
Yeah, you called Musica Miguel. Okay. You said Miguel comes in, Miguel gonna get out of there.
Alright, Miguel not being on this team at all, is he? He's on DD.
Yeah, he is on DD.
Right, okay.
Anyway, Dragon Knight actually going a slightly different build than usual. 2 points in Dragon Blood and 2 points in Breathe Fire instead of the 3 in Breathe Fire and the 1 in the Dragon Blood. Maybe a concession to wanting a little bit of extra armor for the amplified damage against the Slardar. Because normally you would go more points in Dragon Blood if you're having trouble farming, and you wanted a little bit of extra regen and armor to defend. But since he was in a tri-lane against a solo, he really wouldn't have trouble with that.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't think it's going to be too impactful, though, to be honest. But
no.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he's probably going to spend more time farming before anything really happens with him.
I figure, I don't know. I think it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, in mid, we could have a bit of a congregation, 3v tree. Not sure what's going to happen here. The Whirlwind comes out. That is so annoying. I hate playing against Chens, by the way. Or anybody that does this, but maybe we're going to have some pressure down mid. The wards are being spammed, but he's low on mana, so I don't know how many more wards he's going to pop out. 20 a pop. He's only got 40 mana left. They're going to try and pressure, though, but he's not going to have a Gale if Ish hits the fan. So, yeah, they're going to go ahead and return back to their jungle.
Interesting thing also to point out is that Loda, you were saying, yeah, had 1,500 gold. He actually decided to buy a Bracer, which is really strange. You know, normally Bracer is an item you get if you're not farming very well, or, you know, you're not a carry, basically, and you need a little bit more health. Since he had free farm and 2 towers, it's really strange that he went for the Bracer before going into his next item, whether it was the Blink or the BKB or whatever.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know. I mean, a Bracer is relatively efficient still.
Yeah, well, it's still always a good item, but I don't know. If he's just farming, does he really need it that much? Wouldn't you rather have the extra slot just for the next item you're going to go into?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess what's interesting, I guess the simple fact that he went Gauntlet first item and just didn't want to be inefficient, you know, didn't want to waste gold. I mean, obviously, he wouldn't have gotten a Bracer if he didn't have that little Gauntlet there first. But either way, he's at 1,800 now, you know, in a good position to get that Blink. Now, because he has that Bracer, now he can get the Blink safely, see?
Yeah. Well, I mean, with the Gauntlet, he could have gone into the Urn. Furion hasn't picked up an Urn yet, although he might. Although with 1,500 gold and not any items bought, I don't imagine he's going to. And usually having 1 Urn on the team is not too bad. Slardar is not a terrible carrier for it.
Let's go. No, never mind. What did you just pick up? Pick up something. I don't know. Anyways, DD, Musica, Invis, he is Wow, he's being greedy with these runes apparently. DD Invis.
Yeah.
Didn't make anything happen with it, unfortunately.
Pinoy actually just finished up his power treads. That was what was on the courier.
Pinoy. Okay, that's what it was.
On the bottom.
Risk still. He does have phase boots. I'm trying to look over the items real quick. Let's pop the items open. Snoopy F5? Well, F5 for me at least. Like we said, Loda, he's farming really well. He does have those treads, bracer, and he's probably really close to. Let's see how much. He actually has his blink now if he chooses to get it. And he just needs to drop one of these items. He doesn't really want to get rid of those items yet, though. They're all still pretty useful this phase. So Arcane Boots and Basilius on Aki. Bottle and treads, basically. On Pinoy, just treads. On no, treads and Midas just popped up. Midas on Nature's Prophet, going for the Midas farm build this game. Miracle, actually already a gem on Miracle. That's impressive. And then, you know, as you mentioned, it's really, I would expect to see more of that, just simply because of how effective it is with those wards to counter ward. Kind of effortlessly, you can be a little bit safer. As far as AL goes, Snoopy has his Arcane Boots. Risk with phase boots, like I said, and he has his Basilius, just has to come down. Magic stick, and he's probably just waiting for the recipe. And then he will have all of that. And we're gonna have action mid here. No, we're gonna have a push at least. By the way, request Valve. I really hope Valve sees this because there's a lot of good stuff here. If I have F5 open or any of these open, I really think Escape should close them, but Escape doesn't close any of them. Anyways, we're gonna have a go here on mid. This tower should be getting crushed here.
The tornado's gonna make it so difficult, though.
Yeah, tornado's such just a moral, like, get out of here. You know, moral. -5 to morale.
Yeah, well, it's a little bit imbalanced in Dota 2 compared to Dota 1, right? Because of the unlimited range on the distance the tornado can actually travel compared to where the Wildkin is standing.
Yeah, no doubt. Look at that range.
Yeah, no, it's just absurd. Like, it just follows you wherever you go, and it lasts forever.
Yep. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe that was changed at some point, just because of how incredibly used and just strong Chen is. Not that he's too strong per se, not that he's not too strong per se either, but still, that seems obscene.
Well, it would just be a small change that would only be a minor nerf to the hero, but I think would be a major buff in the lack of annoyance in Dota 2.
Yes, I like that.
And Loda.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Nope. After you.
Okay. Well, I didn't have anything important to say. I was going to say to Valve again, I want my pings to be seen by other broadcasters.
Oh yeah, I would like that.
That is, I really hope.
Now, speaking of Loda, who is going to go BKB, also going to pick off Shaitan top.
Yeah, Shaitan going down here. He's completely caught, unfortunately, but... Oh, no! He should probably be fine, but go ahead. No, well, wait, never mind. One sec. Let's just ensure that nothing else is going to happen. Oh, comes out here on Pycat. Pycat should be going down with that freeze. Where's this freeze? Show me the... Oh, no more mana! Oh, one more hit, please. Oh, no more mana! Oh, no! Axes come out. I like that very, genuinely, like, fearful casting right there. But anyways, go ahead.
Well, quick question. As a support player there, in a situation like that where you have 2 points in Frostbite and 3 points in Crystal Nova, would it be more damage effective when you have 2 heroes chasing someone to Frostbite them and be able to hit them for 2 seconds? Or from the slow, maybe being able to hit them?
What was this scenario? The
Pycat was running away there, and Crystal Maiden could only use one of the 2 abilities to slow or stop him.
Yeah, what's the damage? 140 versus... What's
200.
That's 250.
Well, no, because you only have 3 levels in it, yeah.
2 seconds versus 4.5 seconds. Yeah, I think in that case it would have been more safer. I mean, it would have been a safer bet, to be honest, but they got the kill either way. But yeah, I think...
Yep. Okay, well, the other thing I was saying was that, yeah, Loda is going for the BKB instead of the Blink first, which, I don't know, I mean, I guess signals that they're not trying to push as much anymore, which is kind of the direction it's been going, because, yeah, you would think if they were going to go for the push with Chen, having that Blink is just awesome, but going to go into more of a farming mid-game.
Look at this defense, like, my goodness, where's the Whirlwind up in 14 seconds? If that Whirlwind comes up, they should be able to get this denied pretty effortlessly, 10 seconds for that Whirlwind. Meanwhile, look at Slardar down bottom pressuring, and it's going to be enough, and they're going to get this deny here, I believe. They're going to force the back and mid, and we'll see if CLG... Yep, and they're going to do it. Nicely done. Nicely built. I'm gonna haste on Musica, but he's not gonna be reinforced by anybody. But yeah, so we've got that BKB coming out, and it actually purchased. Is that right? Where's the axe? Oh, I guess he's just gonna buy the axe last.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
As far as other builds go, the Dragon Knight still only 3 points in the Breath of Fire, 4 points in the armor, and has decided to go for the Helm of the Dominator first, which, since he's stacking the creeps, implies that he'll probably go for the fast level 2 Dragon as opposed to skipping it entirely. I guess they figured that there's not really a huge chance of them being able to do a lot of pushing against a Chen Furion Venomancer lineup, so they'd rather just have the ability to farm the Ancients rather than the extra damage to towers.
Fair assumption. That's bonus 8 armor. What is the 3 levels of minus armor?
I think it's -15, isn't it? No, -16.
Nice.
Yeah, so, I mean, yeah. Completely negates Dragon Blood and then some.
Well, then again, I mean, he did go Helm also, but there's another +5 armor. So, I mean, Shaitan, I do like it. You don't always see Helm of the Dominator on DKs. It's pretty common, but it's especially nice in this game because, you know, he's gonna need that little. He's gonna need every little instance of bonus armor. Now we'll see what's going on up top here. Gonna sprint down anybody? Nope.
Yeah. So the first game and second game were both pretty action-packed. I mean, if we would have called the second game 2 boxers jabbing at each other, this is like 2 old people playing chess in the park.
Yeah, this is like the start of Toy Story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Please tell me you get that reference.
Yeah, I do get that reference, actually.
Yes!
I love Toy Story. Toy Story is amazing.
All right. I had my math teacher in high school, Mr. Townsend, looked exactly like that guy, down to the sweater vest and everything. Exactly like him. Anyways, looking back. But now we're going to have a little bit of a tower exchange, although top is going to finish first, but I don't see a whole bunch of TPs, so that's not going to be any defense down bottom. So a bit of a tower trade here. 2-to-1 actually, massive kill count so far. The Radiant actually though is starting to acquire somewhat of a lead in the gold department. They're gonna push for 2 now. They're gonna try and pressure 2. They do have a massive wave, obviously. All these creeps. Whirlwind gonna go around to the side here. He does have to go ahead and hide and do what he does best, be really annoying. And we're gonna have a go here. Oh, nicely done. They chain down Crystal Maiden, but look at Loda. Loda's in very big danger. He doesn't even get his BKB off until now, and he's almost dead. He does get the stun out. Nicely done, and this might actually be enough for him to get out in time. It is. Nicely done. 2 go down there for our CLG. For AL. Actually, AL's team is 2 down. And now it's just Ak in trouble, but Ak actually with that mech is extremely tanky again, but he's going to get shackled, and that's going to be the end of him for sure. Slow does come out there. Gale lands, but that's not going to be enough. I would say a nice exchange. Tower half dead. And miraculously, Loda actually got out of there. It would have been even better if he got his BKB off faster. And as soon as he gets Blink, I would expect that to not ever happen again. He's probably going to Blink, stun, and it's going to be even more one-sided. So CLG right now in the lead.
Yeah. Only 2 tier 2 towers left for AL, whereas they have 3 left for themselves. So winning the advantage and pushing a fair amount with the extra damage they used to do that tower, and then yeah, their massive 2-to-1 ratio kill advantage and a 4-to-2 score, giving them a little bit extra as well.
Yeah, I mean, and what's funny is they lost with almost this same lineup, like miserably, game 1. The biggest difference, obviously, then is that I mean they did have AA, AL did have AA, but they had the SK as well.
Yeah, well,
and that was too much.
And also the CLG didn't have the Potom as an additional late game.
What do they have?
I'm sure someone will point it out for us. That's a really good question. What did they have as their other hero?
They literally had, like, I think they had Enchantress instead of Chen. And then Mirana they replaced with someone. Let's think this apart. Let's think this out here.
Well,
VS.
Yeah, because they had the VS solo mid. That's why I was really confused about it, because I couldn't figure out where he was going to have gone. But yeah, they had the solo mid VS.
Yes.
Meanwhile, the Ancients actually are 4 times stacked. Wait, is that actually... No, it's a 5. I thought the max was a 4 stack.
I didn't even know there was a... I wasn't aware there was a max at all.
Oh, really?
You could do it.
I thought there was a max of 4 stack. It's been
what I've read. Oh my god, what if they see this?
Oh my god, that'll be terrible.
Oh no.
Well, the ward is up too, so even if they don't steal it, they're going to be able to have vision when they go try to take it and set up a good gank.
Wow, I mean, whoever gets that stack is like essentially getting Rosh, if not more. But
speaking of getting Rosh, they have Slaughter and they're going to use it.
Yeah, do it. Do it. CLG using that Slardar advantage, just not what's that side? The dire advantage. All right, well that's going down very quickly. We're gonna have a bit of a go here. Ult comes out. It's gonna land on several people. Actually, no, it is not gonna land on several people. Ult does come out on Miracle. I thought it was gonna, but it's not. Nobody is down yet. Just kind of feeling each other out. Miracle a little bit out of position. You gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. Oh, he's gonna go throw that ult out on CM. What is happening?
Dragon Knight ate a big arrow from the pre-system actually, so they're turning around.
Oh man, Dragon Knight goes down. That's unfortunate. Stun doesn't actually do anything for Loda, but now they are probably good to. Did they actually pick up the? Yeah, they did. They picked up the Rosh kill and the Aegis, and they're gonna easily push this mid tower. So CLG, I mean, really looking in a great position to take this first win. I don't think many people saw this, but then again, this was actually slated to be very even. Loda taking a lot of damage, and this is really good for his team, actually, as he's going to drop that. And look at that great ult there from Miracle. Nicely done. And the ult followed up there again there from Furion. And look at that. I mean, they're just effortlessly going to take this mid now. They might even go ahead and take the second one because of all the damage that was just pumped into Loda for no real good reason. They're pretty safe to push on here right now.
Yeah, Dragon Knight is going to be back up, but his ult is down, so he's going to be in a tough spot in this fight. And yeah, they're going to be able to pressure this tower pretty easily.
10 seconds left on BM ult, AA ult, 12 seconds. I mean, they should be able to get this tower. They might want to back, honestly, now if they're safe. Better safe than sorry.
Meanwhile, though, Furion actually picks up a tower top, too, though, so...
Well, that's very nice. They should get out now, though.
Yeah.
This is time to go. BKB, dude.
Can do it now? What?
B. You have one.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. He doesn't like using BKB much, I've noticed.
Yeah, well, you know, I thought he would use it originally when you said it, but then even if he didn't think to use it preemptively, you would think when he got frostbitten, he would definitely think, oh yeah, it's time to use BKB. And then when the Cold Feet came out, he would think, okay, yeah, I should definitely be using BKB now. But
oh man, no, absolutely. Slight misplay there. Fortunately for them, though, it's probably not going to mean anything. Look at the gold graph. F6. Way up there for the Radiant. All that he needs is that damn blink because he... I feel like... Well, he's not going for it. He's got a helm, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, they're coming for the stacks, and they're going to try to set up a gank on it. They don't have Loda for a couple seconds. Oh, come on, grab that haste rune. Don't leave it there. Don't leave it there.
Oh my gosh. If they farm this stack... Okay, good. Alright, well...
I don't think there's any way they can take the stack in time before... Yep.
Alright, well Sardar is back. He is running. He is sprinting. They're very aware of that massive stack now. This is where the next fight's obviously going to be. They're forced to back, though. Obviously, 4v5 situation. Risk is up top. They're just completely forced to give this up. That means they not only got the Rosh and the Aegis, but this monstrous stack. Look at that, man. That is... Let me just look at this poor gold chart. It's like through the roof. It's gonna just jump up even higher.
Yeah, I don't know. I hate to call a game before it's over, but this is really just backbreaking to lose this.
Look at the damage Pinoy is taking. Jeez.
Yeah. Oh,
Pinoy, gotta be careful. Pinoy. Oh my gosh, they should go in on this. Oh, why did you heal? Why did you heal? Beastmaster does kill Mirana. Actually, Mirana was like invis when it happened, though. Watch out, Loda in danger as well. That AA did so much. That AA ult did so much for them.
Yeah, well, not just the AA ult, but then the fact that the Chen decided to burn his ult into the AA ult.
Yeah, obviously it must have slipped his mind. Obviously, regardless, they got most of that stack. But two people did go down. One of them being Mirana. Actually, yeah, and Slardar did get out, fortunately. And he does finish his Helm of the Dominator with all that farm.
And they actually killed only most of the small creeps, not any of the big ones, actually.
That is true.
So, I don't know. I think overall it didn't end up that poorly for AL, since they were able to get 2 kills out of it. I think the amount of creeps they traded for 2 kills was probably worth it.
Yeah, and you're right. These are the big ones. Or at least the 2 dragons are the big ones. I think this is the big one as well, actually.
Yeah, this is the big one as well. There were the 2 dragons. They killed the 2 rock big ones, though.
So, not a total loss, obviously. I can't click on him. What are his items? He's going to finish that BKB here shortly.
Yeah, and if you see, the gold graph actually did go back down now after that. So
yeah, it did.
Just a huge AA ult, basically, saving that for them.
Yeah, no, it's for sure. AA just for the win there, no doubt. And Shaitan going to go down to the bottom lane and finish off his BKB here shortly. and he's going to be set. There's going to be absolutely nothing that can go through his BKB, assuming he doesn't get jumped on. Really, we just need to see Slardar use his BKB like he should be, and this would be, I think, a little bit different of a game so far, but you know, overall not that big deal. So it's been a while since we actually run over the items. Like we said, let's do it top to bottom. F5, Mr. Holy, Black King Bar and Helm taken on Loda. See what else he can do to not get disabled, though. He's kind of been having trouble with that. The ult Agnum Scepter, almost, or halfway done pretty much. Halfway done pretty much for Aki. Pinoy working on just Yasha. He's not that farmed actually. Let me double check. Let me open up the gold for Pinoy specifically. Pinoy sitting with just 300 gold a minute. Not that great. Meanwhile, Pycat does have his Scythe of Ice. 26 minutes in. That's not bad at all. Pretty expected though with Hand of Midas and being Furion. For Mirakel, he's had that gem actually and held onto that gem for the first time for quite a while. And he's working towards a mech, I want to say. Since pipe is... No, never mind. That's probably a pipe. Anything I'm missing actually down bottom?
Yeah, Musica.
A little bit out of position. He does throw it. Oh! Oh! And he matrix dodges the arrow. Whew, Mr. Anderson. Anyways, back to the items now on AL's side. Nothing on Snoopy really, just low items. We do have the Force Staff on Risk and the mech.
Yeah, so Risk doing a little bit of quiet farming with good items.
Yeah. The gem is on Musica and the pipe as well, so very useful. Nothing really on Godot. And we, and pretty much a mirror item build for Shaitan and Loda. Shaitan with the Black King Bar and the Dominator. And that's that. We'll see who can successfully press their BKB first.
Question. I've never seen a Helm of the Dominator on Slardar before. I guess maybe it's to steal back the creep for Chen, but and I guess maybe it was a little bit because they knew the Ancient stack was there and wanted to take it, but aside from that, I don't... Do you know why he would decide to go Helm?
I've never seen it, to be completely honest. On Slardar. I don't think I've ever seen it on Slardar.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously gonna pay off, assuming he can just attack something. But with how I wouldn't say how fail, with how unable he's been to not get disabled, I don't see lifesteal really being too useful. We'll see though.
I agree. I think the BKB would have been, sorry, the Blink would have been better after finishing up the BKB, obviously for the initiation, like you've been talking about a while. Or yeah, then even at least something where if he's getting disabled would help out, like an Assault Curious.
Question: does a lifesteal work if you're AA ultied?
No. I'm throwing that out at about 80% certainty.
All right. Well, at least you're honest.
Yeah.
I'll have to double check.
I believe
I'm sure Bucking Mad. I'm sure Bucking Mad is still watching. He could probably tell me. Are they gonna have a go here? Nice. What the heck? Oh, he actually. Never mind. I thought that was Risk that threw out that BKB. It wasn't. It was Loda. Loda gets ulted. Loda. Let's see what Loda can do. Risk actually got away. Loda just right clicking now. This is actually working. He is getting some lifesteal back. Nicely done. Minus armor on Dragon Knight. He is going down rather quickly. Unfortunately for our AL team, CLG, Loda has been pretty much unabated this entire fight. And a buyback there from Windrunner, and that's going to be another death as well. So unfortunately, 4 die for AL. And I gotta shout out the BKB usage. Nicely done, Loda.
Well, and the biggest problem is what I want to talk about. The problem with Dragon Knight when you go, you know, BKB Helm of the Dominator builds is that you really just don't have a lot of damage, and the rest of his team doesn't really have a ton of damage either. They've got a ton of great disables, but not a lot of damage. Assuming that the AA ult basically doesn't hit everyone on the Radiant team. They, like that fight there, they controlled it pretty well, but in the end they just weren't able to output enough damage and they lost.
Yeah, and it's in this situation really that you can tell they really are hurting for that VS pick, because VS would have given them just that, you know, just exactly what they need, just that little bit more damage. Actually, probably a lot more damage.
Yeah, well, between the Howl and the Aura.
Yeah. And obviously it was a good ban there from CLG, but CLG in a very strong position, 10-5. Now that Goldgraph swooped way back up there, like it's gaining altitude, over 1500. By the way, that's a big gold differential 30 minutes in. I should probably point that out. That is a very big goal differential for 15 minutes in. So they are massively out farming and massively out farmed. They have massively out farmed their opponents here. So we'll see if there's anything really that AL can do at this point. We just saw that team fight go down. Obviously, it wasn't an ideal initiation or a scenario for AL, but we'd have to see what the ideal scenario is. Really, the only way they're ever going to get an ideal scenario is if they somehow get some initiation and they don't have a blink on Beastmaster and are in nowhere really going to be able to get one, considering he's going for AC. So, I mean, I really don't see any team fight going in their favor unless some epic throw happens, really.
Yeah, just wanted to point it out that finally someone on CLG listened to me. Furion did pick up the Deso.
I opened up the items as you were talking, and I see Deso, and I knew exactly what was happening.
Yeah, well, good coordination between that and the Slardar negative armor. I actually saw in that last fight, Slardar threw up the negative armor on the Windrunner, and Furion was hitting it quite hard, although eventually the Windrun did let her get away. But then the other thing was that Slardar has decided to be efficient with continuing the trend of efficiency that he started by picking up the Bracer, by turning the Bracer into drums.
Oh, well, look at that. Told you so.
Yeah, well, drums on Slardar is just about as uncommon as Helm is, but making it maybe a little bit more sense.
Probably. Yeah, even more uncommon, I would say, probably.
I don't know. I mean, you always want someone with drums on your team, I guess, and you don't necessarily ever want Helm on Slardar, as far as I can tell. But, I don't know. Yeah, both quite uncommon. Speaking of Slardar, though, he is going to get a haste rune, and maybe try to set up something top on this Windrunner with Furion TPing in.
Sheep, you're dead.
Yeah. Look at that, just that damage coming out with the Deso.
His armor was at least -10. Actually, I think it was at -10 before the Deso actually even hit. So that's just ridiculous. This is looking to be in the books, and I gotta say, CLG must be extremely satisfied with their acquisition of XP. You know, putting on quite the show here, beating AL.
Yeah, I mean, they've been doing an amazing job lately, so nothing really very different here.
All right, we're going to have probably the last team fight here if this does go down. If this goes down. Here we go. The BKB comes out there from Loda. He does get stunned. Shaitan actually goes down before anything even happens whatsoever, and that is easily going to be GG. Godat goes down in literally 3 hits. Now Musica is next on the hit list. He's the last on the hit list, and that is going to be GG. CLG moves on up into the winner bracket. Next round 2, we don't know who they play though, because unfortunately the next match was postponed till next week. But wow, very nice play, very strong play from CLG. CLG riding a wave of wins, and unfortunately, you know, continuing AL's wave of losses. So now that's like probably 4 or 5 losses back to back there for AL. Unfortunately, they're gonna have to you know, make some adjustments and hopefully come back in the losers bracket. So that is going to be it for us. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, my name is Chappy, and with me was Harry. Anything you want to say before we
no, just thanks to everyone for watching, and again, thanks to our sponsors, SteelSeries, Twitch TV, and TeamSpeak for making this tournament possible.
All right, absolutely. Again, we'll be back here same time next week, and probably the week after as well. So, you know, stay tuned. We'll see you then. Later.
Bye.